Have you ever been told, don't use Ghzel armor, it's trash, it doesn't repair well? Well, today we're going to take a look at all of the Class 5 armor and armored rigs and see which is truly the best, as well as which is the worst and why it's Ghzel. Stop! Before we go any further, I want you to go into the comment section and tell me which you think is the best of the Class 5 armors, or which one you use the most and why. Today we're going to compare how quick each of the armors break down when being shot, the stats and penalties, as well as the different materials and how well they repair. Now, a key factor into how well armor actually performs is the armor's material type. In the description, I'm going to link a blog from No Food After Midnight, who is the pretty much ammo and armor guru for Escape from Tarkov, and you'll often see his ammo charts being promoted by pretty much everyone. In this blog, you'll see some figures for each of the armor materials, which is called the Destructability, and they are as follows. Aramid is 0.25, ultra high weight polyethylene is 0.45, Titan is 0.55, aluminium is 0.6, combined materials is 0.5, steel is 0.7, ceramic is 0.8, and glass is 0.8 as well. The lower this number, the less destructible the armor is. And the armors we are testing today are the Ghzel-k Tactec 6B13M, which is the killer armor, the Gen 4 Assault High Mobility Kit and the full, the Defender armor, Red-Art M, Red-Art T5, and the Aac Pc. Starting with the Ghzel, which is widely thought of as the worst Class 5 armor, we have a starting durability of 65 and a material of ceramic. Ceramic being the worst material you could have for armor, with a 0.8 destructibility. It has a negative 10% change in movement speed, negative 3% turning speed, and negative 4% ergonomics. It also covers the thorax and the stomach. The Tactec has a starting durability of 50, is made of ultra high weight polyethylene, which is the second best material at 0.45. Destructibility, has a change in movement speed of only negative 7%, a negative 3% change in turning speed, and negative 3% ergonomics. And this armor only protects the thorax. The killer armor starts off with a 60 durability, is made of ultra high weight polyethylene as well, change in movement speed of negative 9%, change in turning speed of negative 3%, negative 5% ergonomics, and it protects the thorax and the stomach. Now for the Gen 4 sets. The High Mobility Kit has a starting durability of 65, is made of Titan material, which is 0.55 destructibility, negative 11% movement speed, negative 17% turning speed, negative 12% ergonomics, and protects the thorax and the stomach. The Gen 4 Assault has 75 durability, has a negative 20% in movement speed, negative 14% in turning speed, and a negative 14% in ergonomics. This protects the thorax, the stomach, and both arms. The full protection has 95 durability, negative 33% movement speed, negative 19% turning speed, negative 20% ergonomics, and also protects the thorax, the stomach, and both arms. I'm very interested to see if the hitbox is any different between this and the Assault, which we might test in a different video for like armor hitboxes and stuff. The Defender armor starts off with 70 durability, is made of armor steel, which is a 0.7 destructibility, and is the second worst behind ceramics, negative 9% movement speed, negative 12% turning speed, negative 7% ergonomics, and protects the thorax and the stomach. The Red-Art M starts off with 60 durability, is made of combined materials, which is 0.5 destructibility, so negative 13% movement speed, negative 12% turning speed, negative 11% ergonomics, protects the thorax and the stomach. The Red-Art T5 starts off with 100 durability, is also of combined materials, so negative 37% movement speed, negative 15% turning speed, negative 14% ergonomics, and protects the thorax, the stomach, and both arms. For the Aac Pc, it starts off with 60 durability, is made of ultra high weight polyethylene, negative 6 movement speed, negative 3 to turning speed, and negative 5% to ergonomics. And this only covers the thorax. Now, out of all of the armor sets, the armored rigs definitely come in with much better penalties, with slight differences between the Aac Pc and the Tactec. There's also an argument to be made with the fact that they only cover the thorax. This should give longer lasting protection to your thorax, because it won't be absorbing or taking damage from shots that will be normally hitting your stomach and your arms. So that's something to consider as well. Now we're going to go into actually testing each of these armors' destructibility. We're going to be using 9x19 AP 6.3 ammunition. This has 52 flesh damage, 30 penetration, and 46 armor. The reason why I chose this is it will take definitely a fair few shots for it to actually penetrate each of these armors, but it has a high enough armor damage to break each of these down at a reasonable pace and give us an indication of which one will protect you for longer. Now we do have 10 sets of armor, so I'm going to run through this quite quickly, but you will see the penetration chance after every shot as well as the remaining durability. Then we're going to discuss our findings after the last piece of armor. Yep. Okay. Now, the first thing that I want to mention is that I calculated the penetration chance using Veritas's Battle Buddy phone app, which I believe is all derived from the actual game files or the information from the game itself. Also, I have a bit of a thing for spreadsheets. I know it's a bit weird, but there is going to be a link to one in the description below, and it's going to have all of the figures from this test, including the durability percentages, the penetration chances, the armor damage done, everything there. Now, my main takeaways from this are that the penetration chance is affected purely by the remaining durability as a percentage. So with each of these armors, for example, if they had about 30% durability left over, they'd have around a 28% penetration chance with this AP 6.3 ammo. So the armor material didn't actually affect that. Now, what the armor material did actually affect, and quite a bit, is the amount of damage each of the armor took per shot, with Ghzel taking the most amount of damage with its ceramic material at an average of 6.9 damage per shot, which made up just over 10.5% of its durability per shot. Now, the lowest amount of damage taken was, as expected, with the ultra high weight polyethylene armors, and that was the Tactec, the Killer, and the Aac Pc, all with an average of about 3.9 damage. And this is where the actual durability numbers come into play. For the TacTech, having only 50 durability compared to the 60 durability for the Killer Armor, the TacTech was taking 7.8% damage per shot, whereas the Killer Armor was taking 6.4. May not seem like a big deal, but if we compare this, at 11 bullets of AP 6.3 ammo, TacTech durability was down to 7, which is 14%, and it had a 95% chance of penetrating on the next round. The Killer Armor, however, after 11 bullets, was 17.3 durability, which is 29% durability, and 33.1% penetration chance. This is also where the argument comes into play that TacTech only needs to protect the thorax, so any of the shots to the stomach don't actually reduce the durability of it. Also, I want to mention that the armors with the really high amounts of durability, like the Gen 4 Full and the Red Dot T5, the player actually died from purely impact damage. So the player was actually receiving around about 5 damage per shot to their thorax. So after 14 shots, it was enough to knock the nail in the coffin. But I just wanted to highlight that the Red Dot T5, after 14 shots, still had a durability of 39.2, which was 39% durability, and only a 9.2 chance of the AP 6.3 ammo penetrating. So it was still fairly effective in protecting it, at least from those lower caliber rounds. The reason for this is that it was only averaging about 4.3 damage per shot, which is only 4.3%. Now that we've had a look at this, we go to the best and the worst out of the armors. The absolute king of the shit pile is, as everyone would have guessed, the Ghzel armor. After only 7 bullets, the Ghzel armor was down to a durability of 16.6, which is only 26%, and had a 47.7% chance of penetrating. And it was taking by far the most amount of damage. Now you tie this poor protection in with the extremely high repair cost and the really poor repair quality, you can see why this is often told to be the worst armor out of the Class 5s. Now surprisingly, what I found and considered to be the, say, second worst armor out of all these was the Defender 2. My reasoning for this is that it took 9 shots for it to get to a point where it had a 67% chance of penetrating, which was far worse than pretty much all of the other armors as well, and it was receiving 8.7% damage per shot. The only saving grace for this armor is that it repairs very well being steel, but that's really about it. My favorite, and what I feel is definitely the best out of all these Class 5 armors, is the Aac Pc Armored Rig. It was taking the least amount of damage, at an average of 3.9, tied with the TacTech and Killer. However, its durability at 60 is the same as the Killer armor, and it only protects the thorax, meaning the armor is going to last for longer. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and cover the last few. If you want to check out the stats, like I said, there's a spreadsheet in the description below. Go and have a look and tell me what you think. I really hope this video was very helpful for you. I went to a lot of effort to go through and record all this data and put it all together for you. If you have any feedback, I'd love to know what you think in the comments section. And if you please leave me a rating, whether you enjoyed it or not. Thumbs up, thumbs down, it all helps. I really appreciate it, especially if you've made it to this point. I can't thank you enough. And feel free to come stop by my Twitch channel where I stream 3 nights a week and we like to have a fair bit of fun, nothing too serious. So thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.